What's up, guys, and welcome back to Phoenix Garage. In today's video, we're going to attempt to drill the exhaust studs out of this 400, and it doesn't work. So we end up putting a new one on. Let's get right into it. So I was riding this thing. This has almost been a month now. This has been sitting here. It's kind of been put on the back burner, so I haven't had a chance to get to it. But I noticed some ticking, or at least I thought it was ticking. Adjusted the valves. They were fine. Come to find out, the exhaust was leaking. It was an exhaust leak. Went to tighten one of the studs. I bought some really, really cheap eBay studs. You can see up here, these are just some cheap ones I got. They're literally like $6 or $8 or something like that. They're supposed to be better, blah, 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 blah. They were cheap. I shouldn't have got them. I should have just went with the OEM ones, which I'm going to be doing now. But two of the studs broke clean off in the head. Like, there's probably ½ an inch of stud inside the head. So we got to take this head off, and I wanted to bring you guys along with me, and hopefully we can tap into these little studs and back them out. Hopefully they're really easy to get out. If not, we will be drilling the exhaust stud holes out and trying to retap them. I did order some new exhaust studs, some OEM ones from a Honda dealer, and I got some new valve seals because my left exhaust valve, if you look in there, whenever we get the head actually off, it is leaking oil. There was smoke every time I started this thing. That would go away, but we're going to get some new seals. I picked some up off of Amazon, and they're supposed to be some decent ones. They're blue. I've never seen them before, but hopefully they're good. Now, on a past 400EX, I was able to get the exhaust stud out by putting two nuts on it and backing it out. But as you can see, there is absolutely nothing on these holes. It is broken off inside of the head. In order to get it out, I'm going to have to remove the head to drill it out, or to be able to try to extract it out somehow. So to do that, I'm sure you guys, there's 1,000 videos out there of how to tear apart the top end on a 400. I'm not going to bore you with that. It's pretty simple. We're just focusing on getting these exhaust studs out today. The head is out. It is significantly easier than a Warrior. I forgot how much easier that is to get these 400 heads out of here. If you can see, let's see if you can see that. There is one stud right there, and the other one is right here. So I'm really, really hoping that I can get that out of there with just an extractor and I don't have to drill this out. It would be really, really nice if I could just get a drill bit in here and use an extractor to pull that out, but we may have to end up drilling this out. I'm really not looking forward to that. I may end up using my vise over here to clamp this and hold it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but that is what we're dealing with right now, those two studs. The head is in my vise, and I'm going to very, very delicately get a really small drill bit. All my drill bits are pretty bad. I don't have any really good drill bits, but I'm going to get a really small drill bit and try to center right on that thing. I don't even have a center punch either, and hopefully get a small hole started just so I can get an extractor in there and try to get this thing out. I wish I had some left-hand drill bits. I don't, so that's just unfortunate in where we're at right now. Unfortunately, not a single drill bit I have is touching these studs. You can kind of see that little shiny spot there. That's just basically every drill bit I've had nicking the surface of that exhaust stud. I don't know if I'm assuming they're like hardened steel or something, and obviously I have really crappy drill bits, so I'm gonna have to go somewhere and find some drill bits and hope that they're good, because nothing I have is working. I even have a new set from this helicoil pack that I got, and none of them worked. So it's about, I looked, the stud hole length is like an inch almost that goes inside of the head, and only a 1/4 inch in is where we're at. So we probably have 3/4 of a stud still inside of the head right now, which really, really sucks. So there's not much that we can actually do at this point. So I attempted to weld this one down here. Didn't work. So I just went to town and got these drill bits. Not sponsored by them, but damn, were they expensive. It was like 55 bucks for these things. Maybe a little more, I can't remember. And then I went to town because the dealership called and I got my OEM studs in, so I can put those in as soon as I get these things drilled out. So I'm going to go to my neighbor's right now, set up the camera, and get his drill press. He has a drill press, and I'm going to try to do this as best I can. And hopefully these drill bits drill this hardened stud out of here. I'm at my neighbor's drill press. I got a 3/16 bit in here, one of these new bits. I'm just going to go for it. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I got it pretty much lined up as best as I can. Man, this thing is doing the same thing. It's not moving. Well, I'm not impressed with that. That's a brand new drill bit and it's not even touching this thing. Well, I put a bigger bit on there. That little 3/16 bit wasn't doing anything. I believe I have a 5/64 on there now, and I got it to go in some. I put some WD-40 on there. I mean, it's starting, but now it's off center, of course. I got it somewhat in there. I'm gonna blow it out with air compressor and see where we're at with it. I don't know what the hell these studs are made from, but I can't get them out. Those drill bits literally made that tiny little hole there, and then I used a bunch of the other ones, brand new ones, never been used, and they just don't touch it. They literally don't even do anything. They just spin on top of it. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I may take this to a machine shop. A guy quoted me 150 bucks an hour, and I don't really give that much of a about this head. So I'm probably just gonna scrap this, and I don't know, maybe find a different head. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm pretty frustrated right now after spending 60 bucks on these drill bits, and they literally don't do anything. I don't know what the hell they make these damn things out of, but nothing's touching them. Looks like I'm gonna have to change my intro because I ended up getting a different head. I actually picked this up from my buddy. Shout out to him for giving me this thing for free. The exhaust studs are all clear. It doesn't have valves though, and it needs some new valve seals, but I picked some up, so that shouldn't be a problem. It does have no wear, or there's no wear on the cam journals here. They are in good shape. So I think my plan now is I can't get these exhaust studs out of here. I tried drilling these out. It's not going to work. So my next plan, at this point plan, is to basically rebuild this head with the stuff from this head and clean this up and throw this sucker on. And I got some new valve seals over here. These are Vitrin or something like that. I don't know. There's some blue ones. I've never used these before, so that's kind of a plan to use those. I got some new exhaust gaskets over here. That's what we're going to do. Use the OEM studs on here, get them in here where they're supposed to be, and clean this gasket up on the gasket surface on the head here. Clean this side up. This side's pretty clean, so we shouldn't be too bad there. And basically just do the best that we can with what we got. So the next part you'll see is probably me putting this together. I'm going to get it cleaned up as best I can, and that's kind of it. Like I said, the video is going to be a little bit of a different title now because I could not extract these exhaust bolts. If you have some tips, I still have this head and I can still try, but I don't know what to do at this point other than taking it to a machine shop to have them do it, because the bits I bought didn't work and I don't feel like spending more money on bits. Well, here's the head cleaned up as best I could. I scrubbed it out with some degreaser and sprayed it all out. The surfaces look pretty good. So now what I'm gonna do is take an air compressor and really blow this out. We got a huge storm coming and I wanna try to get this done before the storm comes, because the temps are supposed to drop like 60 degrees. So I wanna try to get some of this done before all that happens, which is gonna happen in the next hour. So I think what I'm gonna do is blow this out real fast, throw you guys on a time lapse, tearing apart this head right here, and then the time lapse of me putting the other one together. It's probably gonna be the easiest way to do it. Blew this thing off, but one thing I wanted to point out that I noticed, they used some aftermarket hardware. There is a washer in here I cannot get out. There was one jammed in on this side that I popped out from underneath here where the cam chain runs through, but I cannot get this one out of here. The head is semi-disassembled. I'm just gonna leave the valve seals on here. I don't see a reason to get them off. The washers that go underneath the springs are still on here. I'm gonna use the ones off of this head because I don't know anything about that head. I just feel a little safer doing that. So now, to get those off actually, you can just take a magnet and most of the time, they just come right off with it. Let's see, this is the exhaust side, so that one goes there. This one goes here. These are brand new valve seals on here, but I was having trouble with one of them leaking. This one goes here, and this one goes here. It was actually this seal right here. I did get these new seals. They are Vitron or something like that. They're basically the same thing the Kibble White valve seals are made of, but these are a different brand. So let's actually take a look at these things. I haven't looked at them yet. Well, they're just shipped in here with a little piece of paper. Here they all are. Just these blue ones here. Hopefully they work good. We are going to find out. I'm gonna get them on here in a second. I will be lapping these valves. So these exhaust valves already have some stuff built up on them. I'm gonna clean them up as best I can. I have a wire wheel on a bench grinder over there. Clean those up, and then I'm gonna lap them one at a time, and as I lap them, I'm going to put them into the head. So we can set this head off to the side. We are done with it, and I'll bring the new donor over here. All the valves are lapped and in. The last thing we need to do is get the hardware in for the head up here, but we can do that over at the four-wheeler once we get the gasket on. So I'm gonna take the head gasket off of the four-wheeler right now, and I'm gonna coat it in some of this copper spray gasket stuff. It's what I did the valve seal or the valve cover gasket on as well. I'm gonna coat that again too. I'm gonna hang it up over here and spray it. This stuff is pretty stout, so be wary, but I've not had a leak with one of these since using this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna finish cleaning this surface up. It should be pretty much clean. I cleaned it earlier. I'll just hit it with some brake cleaner, make sure everything's off of there, along with the surface over there on the cylinder. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. I really should have put the new exhaust bolts, exhaust studs in this head. I don't know why I didn't think about it. I planned on actually clearing out those threads in there with a tap, but I guess I'm not gonna do that. I might try to do it still with a tap and clear the threads out, but kind of sucks because the head is on and it's already timed. There's 1,000 videos on how to time one of these things. This is not gonna be that one because I've already done it, but it is timed, it is correct. I could throw the valve cover on now, but I kind of want to put the exhaust studs in there and make sure everything's good. I'm gonna throw some anti-seize on the exhaust studs as I put them in there. And I'm gonna look up and do a little bit more research. I don't know if I need to get them tight in there or if I just need to get them snug, but I'm gonna do a little research and check because I don't want this happening again. I just wanted to point this out. The camera's in my hand. One of these is longer. This side is shorter. Wish this would focus. This side is longer. This side is going into the head. That's the side I'm going to put into the head. And I'm going to also throw some anti-seize on this just because I don't trust any of this stuff. So I'm gonna put some anti-seize on here, thread these in by hand, and maybe do a double nut method and just give them a little snug, but I'm even weary about that. So that's what I'm gonna do real fast. I've cleaned the threads out with an M8 tap. It was kind of a pain in the ass because this head's already on, so do that with the head off if you can. 30 minutes later, the exhaust is on, at least the header, and the bolts are screwed in. I barely snugged those nuts. I'm really afraid of snapping another one of these things. Hopefully I don't, because I would probably cry. Next, I'm going to coat the valve cover gasket, put the valve cover on. All this is stuff you guys have probably seen before, so I think right now I'm just going to throw everything back on and make sure it's timed, make sure everything runs or it turns smoothly, and then potentially try to start this thing. It's gotten significantly colder outside since earlier. I think it was 70 degrees inside the garage, and right now it's 54, and this temperature is dropping further. So I'm gonna try to get this done so I can close the garage back and do it quickly. It's running. I got the top end back on. I put the fuel tank on it. I'm letting it heat up a little bit. Then I'm gonna readjust the valves. They were super, super tight and it was making some weird noise in the top end. But I think it was just because the valves were literally so tight. But it starts, fired right up. Everything's good to go. I'm going to let it drain all the gas out by idling, let it cool down, and then readjust the valves. I'll probably do that tomorrow. That way it can cool down overnight because you want to adjust valves while they're cold. So 0.004 in the intake, 0.005 in the exhaust. So that's where I'm at. The next clip hopefully should be this thing completed and back together and the outro. Well, it wasn't exactly the video I had planned to make, but the 400 is back up and running. All the plastics are on. Everything is good to go. We're having no problems with it right now. No leaks. The valves are adjusted. I readjusted them this morning since I let it cool down all night. The thing's running great. So now I can actually ride it again. So the next few things I think for this, I'm gonna get some headlights, some tail lights. I'll probably bring you guys along with that. Brake lights, because I actually have the brake lights set up on this thing. And I'm not sure. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did get this, he can't see it. There's a diff breather underneath here. I did get that in today. I ordered a used one, so it's on there. But that's probably gonna be the end of this video, guys. Shout out to my buddy for giving me a new head. Thank you, dude. Would not have this thing running without you. He gave me all this stuff basically for free, the frame, the bottom end of the original thing. So shout out to him if he ever watches this. Appreciate you, dude. And that's it, guys. If I have links or anything, I'll have them down in the description down below. It is freezing out here right now. The temperature last night dropped to 22 and it was 72 yesterday when I first started filming this. So that's awesome. Anyway, that's the end of this video, guys. If you have any questions, have any concerns, let me know. If you have any ideas of how to drill that old head out, those exhaust studs, let me know because I don't want to take it to a machine shop, but I also don't want to spend $200 on drill bits. The head's just sitting here, so if I can get those out, I can maybe give my buddy that head, and that way he has one. So that's it, guys. Hope you have a good one. Bye.